Mainly going over my family ancestry for my own family and to tell my niece about it. But if anyone's interested, maybe you'll find something about your own ancestry because the Vikings actually conquered almost everywhere. So the name I was given was Macdougall, and I set out to find something on that. Clan Macdougall is a Highland Scottish clan history based in and around Argyll. The Lord Lion King of Arms, the Scottish official with responsibility for regulating heraldry in Scotland, issuing new grants of coat of arms and serving as judge of the Court of Lord Lion, recognizes under Scottish law the chief of Clan Macdougall. The Macdougall chiefs were a common ancestry with the chiefs of Clan Donald in descent from Somerled of the 12th century, and thus further the Viking-born Norse Gael dynasty of House of Ivar in the 13th century in the Clan Macdougall, whose chiefs were the original Lords of Argyll, and the Lords of Lorne was the most powerful clan in Western Highlands. During the Wars of Scottish Independence, the Macdougall sided with the Clan Comyn, C-O-M-Y-N, whose chiefs rivaled Robert the Bruce for Scottish crown, and this resulted in clan battles between the Macdougals and the Bruce. This marked the Macdougalls' fall from power and led the rise of their relatives, the Clan Donald, who had supported Bruce, and also the rise of power to the Clan Campbell, who were then the habitual enemies of the Macdougalls and later Clan Donald. So I tried to figure out when we actually lost the throne. Sarah Cloudsdale Macdougall, 1765 to 1820, born in Greenock, Renfrewshire, Scotland. John J. Macdougall, 1756-1826, born in Clonmore near Urquhart, Inverness-shire County, Scotland. Sarah was 13, John was 22 when they were married in 1778 in Philadelphia, British America. And that puts our family moving to America 1765 to 1778. They had a son named John Macdougall, 1789 to 1872, born in Digby, Nova Scotia, Canada. And we moved to Canada around 1778 to 1789. The grandfather of John, the son, was John N. Kerr Macdougall, 1695 to 1737. He was the 22nd chief of the clan and had 7 kids. The clan fought for the royal house of Stuart under Viscount Dundee, Bonnie Dundee, at Killiecrankie in 1688, and under its fighting 22nd chief, John N. Kerr Macdougall, at Sheffymoor in the Jacobite uprising of 1715, and Glenshiel in Jacobite rising of 1719. Our 23rd Chief Alexander of Dunolly did not join the Jacobite Rising of 1745 in support of Charles Edward Stuart, or Bonnie Prince Charlie, but his brother Duncan fought at Prestonpans and Culloden. 20 Macdougalls were listed as the prisoners and the government forces after the 45, including 3 from the lowlands. Alexander became the clan chief. Alexander took power in 1737 to 1801. And our specific family line was born in 1756 with John J. 19 years later. I'm sorry if I don't get the Scottish pronunciations right, but Baida no Ba. And this basically means victory or death, also translated as conquer or die. So that famous movie phrase is actually true. Give me victory or give me death kind of thing. Its animal was the raven, and here's the clan crest. You can see right there, it almost looks like Viking ships. We were allied with Clan Comyn, Clan Wallace, Clan MacNaughton. Our rival clans was Bruce, Campbell, MacDonald, and Robertson. We supported the House of Stuart during the Scottish Civil War of the 17th century and during the Jacobite uprisings of the 18th century. Notice the animal is the raven, and that'll be kind of info for later because we have Norse heritage. And not many know if you haven't studied, but Scotland and Ireland are right by each other, but they go up into the Norse heritage. And we basically migrated down there. So the land of Argyll is where they were from, and I needed to find a specific person, and I found that any clan leader of Scotland was seen as a king. So it's not like we come from a king, or I needed to find more, and I was given another hint by a family member showing me a silver box that we inherited as a family crest on the top, and trying to search, I found out it was a English crest. And so I found a lot of these boxes, tried to find some more information on it, and what was passed down, what seemed like this was an English thank you for being taken over kind of thing, or just from saying here you go kind of thing. So since we had that box, it was only given to kings and leaders, and so we come from a line of kings. I just had to find out which king, and since it's Macdougall, it would go all the way back to the original Macdougall, and that is Somerled Macdougall. You can see this page right here. The Macdougalls of Argyll are the senior descendants of Somerled. Norse name means summer traveler by word of a Viking in the sense of sea raider. And it goes on, and I'll just read. Somerled, the mighty son of Gillibride. The patronymic name reveals his mixed Norse-Gael ancestry, which means that his family were Gaul and Gatehill foreign Gaels. Somerled's son, Dougal MacSummerlisle, Gaelic son of Somerled, pronounced MacSorley, was the first mentioned in 1155 in the Chronicle of Man, when local chiefs asked for Dougal to replace his uncle, a tyrannical king of the Isle of Man. In 1156, an overnight sea battle, King Godred of Man divided his island kingdom with Somerled and Dougal. Thus Somerled became Norway's ruler of the southern Hebrides and the king in the Isles, while ruling the adjacent mainland of Argyll for Scotland. Dougal the eldest inherited several islands in mainland Argyll, which became his clan's territory. Dougal ruled as the first chief of Clan Macdougall of Argyll until his death in 1207. His sons would be identified by the Gaelic patronymic Macdougall, and that's it. Basically, I found the story that Macdougall started Scotland, and three of his sons spawned off all the different clans of Scotland. And they had wars with each other and everything else. And if you want to know, you can do research, but I'm just getting the important details, and even that, it'll be multiple part series. I started to ask my family more questions, and it seems like they didn't know, and I would have to discover it for myself. But my great-grandmother was supposed to inherit Dunolly Castle, and that was its name, and it was supposedly during the Great Depression, from what I was told, but rejected it due to taxes. And from what I could find, this king had built 6 castles, and one of them being Dunolly. And there's Dunolly Castle right there, and there's another image of the whole island. There's Somerled's name as it appears in the Chronicle of Man. It goes on to say Somerled's territories were divided amongst his 3 surviving sons, like I said. His second wife, Ragnhild, the eldest son being Dougal, the progenitor of Clan Macdougall, and the second eldest being Reginald, the progenitor of Clan Donald, and Angus, the third son, was the youngest of the 3. Ragnhild, his mother, Olaf's daughter, Princess of Dublin, was born in 1025. Her father, King of Man in the Isles. You can read. Now, supposedly, she's one of the Valkyries that it talks about in Norse myth, but I didn't find much information on it. Let's just say that. And this is supposed to be one of the ancient pictures of him. Yeah, I think I kind of look like him. He's proudly claimed as a patron ancestor by several Scottish clans. Recent genetic studies suggest that Somerled has hundreds of thousands of patron descendants, and that his origins may lie in Scandinavia. Since the early 2000s, several genetic studies have